So here you have a sheep's brain. Up here is the frontal lobes. Then the parietal lobe would be here and here. The occipital lobe is in the back here. And the temporal lobes are down near the bottom. And then somewhere in this region, which we cannot see, is the insula.
Just for orientation of this brain right here, you can see that this right here would be where the front of the sheep would be, and this is the rest of the sheep. So mouth would be somewhere in this vicinity, and everything else is behind it. So the front part of the brain, in which a lot of thought processing happens, is the cerebrum right here. So in between the cerebrum, first of all, we have the right hemisphere and the left hemisphere. Because this right here is the spinal cord, so it's the back of the animal. And now, if you look, we can actually peel open slightly the two hemispheres, and you see the longitudinal fissure, which connects the two. And there is a single corpus callosum. So it's a very colossus corpus. That is this white matter in here that connects the two. So that enables the two different sides of the cerebrum to communicate and pass information back and forth. Each one of the folds on the surface of the brain is called a URI or gyri or GYRI, something like that. So we're just going to go with that word. And the grooves between each of these folds are called the sulci. So deeper sulci are termed fissures, so they go a lot deeper into the brain and increase surface area more greatly. Whereas most sulci are actually just surface or slightly deeper.
Okay, so once again, the frontal lobe is here, and this pretty much controls our personality and our ability to communicate. And then back here you have the occipital lobes, which control the visual processing for the brain.
So this right here is the parietal lobe. Now the parietal lobe is responsible for taking vision signals and turning it into information the brain can understand. So the eye from this side, the right side, talks to the left one, and the left one talks to the right parietal lobe. Now if we move down to the temporal lobe, you can see right here, this in the bottom is the temporal lobe. This does a similar thing with hearing signals. So it turns sound waves and auditory neuron signals into actual signals the brain can interpret. And then back here is the cerebellum, which is the part of the brain that is responsible for understanding motor inputs and learning balance and things like that, hand-eye coordination, all that sort of thing.
Okay, so this is the optic chiasm, and the cerebellum thing. Back behind here would be the pituitary gland, but you can't really see it right now. And these running along here are the olfactory bulbs. And then also the hypothalamus is inside, we can't see it right now.
So right here you can see on the bottom of the brain, you have the pons right here, which is right next to the medulla, which is responsible for controlling things like digestion and other processes. Okay. So if we cut open our brain through the magic of video editing, we can now go in and see that this little bulb right here is called the pineal body. And then deep down here is the midbrain, which the midbrain integrates different sensory inputs and basically serves as a highway throughout the brain to kind of move things around to different parts and communicate. This right here is the brainstem, and as you can see, it's a little bit rubbery, and it does that.
Up here we have the corpus callosum, and right underneath it is the fornix. And then here is a hollow cavity, which is the lateral ventricle.
This is the pineal.
So right in this region is the thalamus. This is a frontal cross-section of the left cerebrum. And then up here is the caudate nucleus, this gray line that you can see that comes down as a fissure from the surface.
And finally, over here in the cerebellum, we have the white matter pattern, which is called the arbor vitae, and it looks really cool.
So now we're going to explain a little bit about a disorder called a spinal cord tumor. So spinal cord tumor causes some very interesting problems. There's things like back pain, cold sensations in the legs, loss of bowel control. That doesn't sound pleasant. So treatments for this tumor involve the following.
So for spinal cord tumors, there's not a lot you can do, especially if the cancer has spread. But in situations where cancer is only at that one site and there is only one tumor, some surgeons will recommend surgery to remove it and relieve pressure and pain.